Hey guys, so I'm going to actually do more of a voiceover type video this time instead of a chatty one. So I already did my foundation and concealer, and now I'm just going in with these luminizing drops. They were a collab between Tem2 and BoxyCharm, and I got them last summer in a box, and I typically don't use them in the winter time, but I just felt like using them today, I guess. So just take a couple drops of that on my sponge and just dab those in the areas that I want to be highlighted. And this just really gives a super pretty glow from within type look. As you can see, it's not like a blinding highlight like I normally would use, but it is super pretty and just blends really nicely with the skin because it is a liquid. Now you want to make sure that you're doing any liquids all together first before you go in with any powder. And so that's what I'm doing here. I haven't powdered my under eyes or anything yet. I'm going to go in with this first. So now what I'm going to do is, well, first just get rid of the creases on my eyelids because I haven't set yet. And then I am going to go in with some powder on my eyelids as well as my under eyes. And then I'm just going to use that same exact powder and set my chin and nose area. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with my contour powder, and I'm using that same IBY Beauty contour palette that I've showed you in previous videos, taking the lightest contour shade and hitting my cheekbones as well as my temples and my jawline. And then I'm just going to take this bigger, fluffier brush and that middle shade, which is more of a bronzer shade, and just warm up my face a little bit. It was looking a little bit drab with just my pale of complexion and the contour shade. So this will just warm me up, and then I'm also going to take this down my neck to ensure that everything is matching and cohesive. So now I'm just going to go in with this Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Party. I'm going to pop that on both of my cheeks. And I also just want to mention that for some reason today on video my blush looks crazy, but I promise I did not look like a clown in real life. So now we are going into this ColourPop Innuendo highlighter palette, and I am just gonna, oh, sorry, it's messy. I'm just gonna take these two shades. The white one is really pretty, but it's just a little too crazy for me, especially on a normal day, if I was going out or something maybe, but I'm just gonna mix those two other shades I showed you and apply those to my cheekbones. I'm about to be astounded. Woo! Yes, ma'am. So I went ahead and just did my brows off camera because they take me forever and it stresses me out, as I've said before. Today I use the IT Cosmetics Brow Power. It's a little bit of an off shade for me. It's more of a warm shade than I'm used to. But, I mean, it did the trick. So today I actually got a new eyeshadow palette. It's by Wet n Wild. It's one of their new shadow palettes that I've been seeing a ton on social media and stuff. So I wanted to try one out, and I got this one. It's just like a very neutral looking palette. So I'm going to try that one out today. This is what it looks like, just a lot of really nice neutral colors. And I'm going to first take this brown one at the top here. And I'm basically just going to run that all throughout my crease and pretty much all over my eye. This doesn't have to be neat because we're going to be going in with other colors. This is just a nice neutral color to start with and get ready for the rest of our blending. And then I actually decided to switch to a different palette. It's the Morphe 15N. The other palette I was working in had a lot of purples, and I didn't really want to go in that direction just because my last tutorial had a purple smoky eye, so I wanted to try to do something different. There's me in the mirror, hey. So I'm going to go with that very middle shade in the Morphe palette with a more tapered blending brush and just lay that in the outsides of my eyes and blend. Also, yes, there's a huge mirror on that palette, which is awesome. And then what I like to do whenever I lay down a new color, doesn't matter what color it is, I'm going to take that original blending brush and with no product on it at all and just buff out the edges of whatever color we just used. Now I'm taking this pencil brush and a darker shade. We're going to go with that dark brown at the bottom right there. And I'm kind of going to act as though this is a liner and kind of just smudge it right in my lash line. So now what I'm going to do is grab this Morphe brush. It's just very flat. You can see it's already kind of full of powder. Whew. And what I'm going to do is take some translucent powder. Sorry, I just hit the camera. I'm going to take a whole bunch of translucent powder on that brush. And basically what I'm going to do is stamp it in a straight line coming straight out from my bottom lash line is the kind of the guide you want to use. And stamp that right there so that not only will that catch any of the dark shadow fallout that you have, but it will also just create a really nice sharp line when you're done. So when we're done with our shadow completely, we'll dust that away and you'll have a super sharp line. If you're a winged eyeline girl, then that will kind of make a guide for you. And if not, it still just leaves you with a nice sharp line. So now I'm going to take a flat little liner brush and I'm actually going to go into the exact same shade that we were just in, this nice dark brown. And I'm going to do the same motion that we just did with that pencil brush, only I'm going to do it a lot tighter to the lash line, really get it nice and dark as if it was a liner. And I'm actually going to do that same exact motion on my bottom lash line, but only about halfway through the bottom lash line. I don't want to go all the way to the inner corner because that will really close off the eye. Then I'm going to take that first transition shade that we used and go back in with a pencil brush and just blend out that bottom lash line. I don't want it to be too harsh and dark down there. We want it to look nice and smoked out. So that's exactly what we're going to do with this lighter shade, is just really smudge it out. So now we're going to go into my favorite palette of life, the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and we are going to pick out a shimmer for the lid. So we're actually going to take this fun pink shade right up in the corner, and I'm going to use a brush to start with, but you guys know I usually like to just use my fingers for shimmery shades, but we'll try it. I'm going to pick it up on this flat brush. And ooh dang, I am surprised by the outcome of this brush. I typically, like I said, like to just go in with my finger. And also here I'm just talking about there is 35 shades in this palette, and I believe it costs $36 or $38, which is insane. If you've never heard of Morphe brushes, they're a really awesome company, and they're pretty affordable. I use a ton of their brushes, and I have a ton of their eyeshadows, and also remember that last palette was from Morphe as well. And also, I just cannot believe that this flat shader brush is distributing this color on my lids so beautifully. I'm all here. I'm here for it. And then I do end up just going in with my finger just to give it a little extra something something. I just always feel like it gives it more of a pow when you do use your finger. And then again, just taking that blending brush and making sure that none of my edges are harsh and they're all nice and blended together and looking flawless. And then now that we're done with the eyes, we're just going to sweep away that translucent powder and end up with a nice clean line and no dark fallout on our cheeks. Yes, that took away some of my highlight, but girl, don't you worry. I'm going to add more. Okay, you know me. You know me. Now we're going to we just took that darker pink, and now we're going to take that lighter pink color and just do the very inner third of our eye, just to kind of brighten up the inner corner a little bit and just add a little bit more dimension in our pink shades. And I forgot to show you guys what shade I'm using, but it's the second shade in the very top row of the palette. It's a nice creamy, shimmery white shade. I'm just sticking that in my inner corners to brighten them up, and then I'm also going to put it underneath my brow bone. I'm just talking about how dark colors can tend to make your eyes look like they aren't as awake or as open and pretty. So you really want to brighten up your inner corners underneath your brow bone when you're doing a dark shade. And when I'm talking about brow bone, I'm talking about the highest point of your brow right there where it arches. And if you're putting a shimmery shade underneath there like I am, it helps just really lift the brow up and really open up the eye. And then I was going to do my mascara off camera, but I remembered I got this new one. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous X Factor, I believe. It's a fiber mascara, so it's like a two-step kind of deal. So I am going to curl my lashes, and then I am going to try this new mascara. So this is the step one. It's just the typical mascara, and it has a little bit of a curvy wand. So I'm just going to apply one coat of that, and didn't really do a whole lot, not super impressed, but then I'm going to go in with the step two, which has the little fibers on it. I don't know if you can really see it on camera. And then I'm going to add that on top and see if it does in fact lengthen my lashes. So that's that one eye done, and I'm actually going to do my other eye with my normal mascara just so I can kind of compare and see if this actually did make any sort of a difference. To me, it didn't really look like it did, so I wanted to try it next to one of my favorite mascaras. So here is one coat on each of the eyes, of course, the step one and the step two on that side, and then my Colossal Big Shot on the other side. And to be honest, I didn't see much of a difference. I don't know if you can really see in like a side view if they really look any longer. To me, they looked pretty much the same. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'll still use it because I bought it, but honestly, I'm not really ever super into fiber mascaras. I just haven't found one that I love. So yeah, but anyway, so I'm just going to take my Colossal Big Shot on my bottom lashes because I didn't want any fibers down there. So that's what I'm doing here, just adding that to my bottom lash as a quick little layer. And then we're going to move on to lips. This is the Maybelline Matte Lipstick, and it is in the shade 565. I just recently got this, and it's become one of my favorites. Mind you, I had a pink lip stain balm on before, so my lips were already a little bit pink, but I really like this shade because it's kind of a your lips are better type shade, so I've been really into it lately, and I feel like it looks nice with a lot of looks. So that is pretty much it for today's video, you guys. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you have not already. Be sure to leave me any comments down in the comment section of things you'd like to see, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.